gentlemen, we about to put it down for Raw City, the Junction City, and I love...
Welcome to the Ogden Wire. Today we are joined in the studio with Sarah Tolliver from Visit Ogden and Davey Ratchford, the general manager. Is that the correct title? Your title changes a lot.
What's it today? General manager, chief operating officer, and busser extraordinary.
At Snowbasin Resort. So we are here to get the lowdown on everything that we need to know for the upcoming season, the improvements that have been made, the changes that we can expect to see. I know there's the new RFID, there's parking, there's traffic, a lot of things we want to cover. So we'll just jump right in and we're going to let you take the lead and tell us what's the main things we need to know about Snowbasin as we head into this 26 season.
Anybody that's listening to this, you may not know we're in a super cool space, first off, so nice job. This is as comfy as it gets. And I'd also just say, as a board member of Visit Ogden and the team, Sarah and the team do a fantastic job. She knows that. I'm a huge fan. I've been around the country at different ski areas in different markets with different tourism groups. And this is by far the best. And Sarah knows I'm not.
I think we can just cut it now.
Yeah, that's right.
It's the best because I think there's collaboration and there's real insight into what makes Ogden and this community special. It is special, and what we do up at the resort is try to complement that. We're lucky with what we have, right? Like Snowbasin is entering its 85th season.
It's amazing.
Which is wild. And if you know what's funny is you think back to it, about what that was like when, Ogden's mayor said, opening, Ogden's winter playground 85 years ago, and to see where it's at today, to see what's happened, with innovation and investment and, planning and vision. But at the same time, it's a mountain, and it's been a mountain. It will always be a mountain. And our job, Sarah, the team, my team up there, is to bring life to that mountain. And I think we do that well. I think we bring purpose to people. I think we bring inspiration to people. I know I feel that way when I'm up on the mountain. And for those that are listening, and I've said this a few times over my time, there's a lot going on in the world. And if you can find yourself in a mountain environment, to get, wherever you're listening to this, if you're all over the world or wherever you might be, get to a mountain. Whether Utah, great. Ogden area, even better. Snowbasin, good job. But wherever you go, find yourself in a mountain, because there's peace and there's some sort of discovery there. And what we try to do is amplify that and bring it to the people. And I think our team does a really good job at it. So I just wanted to say that off.
Absolutely.
Right off the
no, you guys are top notch. #1 ski resort in ski magazine readers. 2 years in a row, or number 1 and number 2 last couple of years?
The last couple of years, yeah, and it's cool because it's like the popularity contest in high school. Yeah. You're like, are we cool?
Were you homecoming king?
Really? Sarah, come on. Of course I was. We've been top 3 in the last 3 years.
Yeah.
We were number 1 last year, which is huge, because when you look at those things and when I think the public looks at them, it takes into account a lot of different factors. But at the end of the day, it's people saying we like that place. Mm-hmm. And there's a lot of people that like that place. And I think what we do there is to try to set ourselves apart. Again, there's lots of mountains, lots of great skiing in Utah. You can't go wrong. But we try to separate ourselves from a service standpoint, an amenity standpoint, an experience standpoint. If we can open that mountain at 8:05 versus 9, we will, right? We'll try. We want to give the mountain to the people. And, it's allowed us to, come up through the rankings. And I'm super proud of that, of course. Like, for myself and the team and for everybody, it's a big honor.
Well, and it's just always been considered top tier in every amenity possible. I mean, we joke, but it's true. The finest bathrooms of any ski resort in the world.
It's so
the
funny.
Culinary stuff that you guys are able to produce with your chefs. I mean, the heated sidewalks that are always constantly clear. Like, just there's amazing little small touches. We did a thing with Ogden Valley Adaptive a couple of years ago, and watching a disabled skier be able to navigate the parking lot, the ramps, get up, get on a lift, and I think of other resorts I go to with the steps and you got to sidestep up this. I'm like, wait, how does an adaptive skier do that? And it's no wonder you guys are going to be hosting the Paralympics in 2024.
Yeah, something we're super proud of. The only mountain that has the Paralympics on it, and again, we're really, really proud of that. You're right. I give so much credit to the Holdings and the family who had a vision for this place, and to keep it small, to keep it quaint, to keep it very powerful and impactful. And they did it right. And they built these things. Yeah, I mean, we have nice bathrooms. It's so funny. So, again, I don't know how to flow this. So, sorry, I'm a talker. But, we were joking. I was just on the phone with Dave Fields today, the GM of Snowbird. And he's a great friend, great guy. Love him to death. And we were joking. He, his team did a marketing message, and it was fun. He's poking fun at us. And he was, how Snowbird is. And Snowbird is a world class. I mean, Absolutely. You got to go to Snowbird and try it out. But he was making fun of Deer Valley's champagne huts and Snowbasin's bathrooms. I was like, listen, if for some reason it's like, if the bathrooms are good, that is for sure, and we've won some awards for that. But if you think it's just about the bathrooms, right. You're missing out on some spectacular stuff up there.
I basically use it as evidence of how the level of detail you guys go to everything.
Yeah,
like a bathroom's an easy part to go cheap and ignore it, and just no one spends a lot of time in there. Let's just make it cheap. No, the level of detail that you guys put into everything, every detail of that place.
Oh, you'd be surprised. People spend a lot of time in our bathroom.
Well, yeah.
They go in there to stay warm, and
it's a nice warming hut for sure.
It's a very nice warming hut.
I often say it's well curated on the slopes and off at Snowbasin. Like what you experience when you go into the lodge, the level of detail, the way you experience the operations, like that translates to what happens on the slopes, in my opinion. You get really long groomers. You have some of the longest runs in Utah, right? And they're just world class from the top to the bottom. I mean, we've ripped some runs at Snowbasin that, I mean, it's not a coincidence that they're epic like that. Like It takes a ton of work, operationally and, logistically to, like you said, it's a mountain. Yeah. And so it's hard to do, right? Hard to keep at that level.
I will tell you this, for those, again, with those of you that are listening, and if you go to a ski resort, all the staff there that work at a ski resort, just take a moment next time you're there to give them a high five and thank them, because they work every holiday. They're there on Christmas Day. And we love it.
Every weather condition.
And I go around and I thank all my employees, and we give them a little gift, and they don't get to always experience what you experience, right? They put on what we call an experience of a lifetime. They put on the event for others to have this amazing day, and it is not easy. But one of the cool things about what we do is, like, we actually talked about it today in one of my staff meetings. I was kind of getting pumped up for the season, and what we do is we take a huge amount of pride in that. Right, we go home feeling good about what we've achieved, right? Like when we get that mountain open when others can't, right? Like when we just work it so well, and it's hard, right? What we do, but our motto of "we can do hard things" is very prevalent up there. But we've created I think over the last, at least in my time, 7 years there, a culture of a lot of respect. There is no silos. Everybody on my team knows what's going on at any given time. They can make decisions. And it's a very positive culture. And I think that is because what we do is tough. And it can be tough at times. And so we try to keep it as fun and light as we can. And it's not bad having, maybe one of the best lift systems in the world and one of the best snowmaking systems in the world. And, some of the best bathrooms you'll ever visit ever.
But knowing you're part of a great team is certainly an element that brings a lot of satisfaction to people.
It is the best team, right? Like, I think if there was anything I could, whenever my time here is done and whatever my career does, at the end of the day, if there was something that I think I did well, it was I was helped create a high performing team. The people are great, and I love working with them. And I think it shows that we have a great time. We laugh our faces off. And in my personal case, all 4 of my kids have worked at Snowbasin. And working with them and going to work with them and bussing tables and seeing your kids work and is one of the great joys I have. And my youngest is there now. She's 14. She busses tables, and I get to go bus tables with her, and it's the coolest thing in the world.
So we're going to call part 1 of this podcast "Why You Want to Work at Snowbasin," right? Let's move into part 2. Why would you want to ski there? Tell us what's going on. Are
there any improvements coming up for the season?
Let's hear some. Well,
each year we kind of roll out what's new at Snowbasin. So this year is a big one. I'll start with the Becker chair. So for those that know, the Becker chair at the resort is a historic one. Going back to the Becker beer family and the whole lineage up in this area.
Another great Ogden connection.
Great Ogden connection, and met with that family recently. Actually, which was kind of fun. And that Becker chair, we're replacing a very slow triple that took about 13 minutes to ride, and now it's a very fast quad that will take you about 6 minutes. It's over you know, it really reduces that time on lift by a lot. So when you get out to Strawberry with that new Demoisy lift that we did, when was that, 2 years ago? That combination is going to be huge for people. And
quick access to Strawberry.
Very quick access to
take
Strawberry.
The gondola all the way up and ski all the way back over to Strawberry.
And you know, that lift, we put the bottom terminal near the Wildcat lift, because what that does is open up a very large area where we have, you know, kids learning programs that are up there off of Little Cat. And so it was a very good move. It was a great, it will be a great addition. I rode it last week, and it was one of those, like, it's funny what we do. We do this all the time, but like usually you're getting the lift open right before the seat, and you know, it's snow and it's chaos and we're getting open. But here we built it. It's on time. It's on budget. It's ready to go. And so I got to like ride it with Woolsey on my team and just enjoy it. And it's a spectacular lift. And on top of that, what's really cool, and you know, our guests should see it in day one, what it allowed us to do was a really important piece of work. On day 2 of being the general manager of Snowbasin, that's when the feedback started. It was like fix parking, fix, you know, the backup on trappers, Bear Hollow, which is, again, for those that are, you know, Ogden locals or, you know, Weber County or wherever in the local area, they probably know Bear Hollow. For those that are destination guests that haven't tried this yet, Bear Hollow is kind of a central core element of the mountain. It's a convergence point. It's where different skiing abilities are in one area. You know, every mountain kind of has one of those spots. That's Bear Hollow for us. And on day 2, it was like, man, Bear Hollow is just a challenging area because it's the central avenue, right? And it's always been my plan when we replaced Becker, the tower locations were such that we could move them, and that allowed us to do some dirt work in there. And what you'll see in Bear Hollow and what the guests will see in Bear Hollow on day 1 will blow your mind. Wow. And it's one of those, like, if you can't tell, like, I'm super giddy about it. And it's something, like, it's not small. And it's an incredibly expensive project. But what we did there will dramatically improve the skiing experience for both those that are great skiers that go through there. And we're like, slow down. And we asked you to slow down. And Sarah, not because you're a bad skier, but because you're there with people that are beginning, right, and learning. And I think sometimes that's tough, that message. We're like, hey, slow down. And people get their egos hurt. We're like, you're a great skier, man. It's not about that. Like, slow down because there's kids here, right? Yeah. And this will be a huge improvement. The Bear Hollow expansion and the easy way down for youth. It's not just Bear Hollow. We did other work too. That will blow people's minds. And I'm super excited because it tackles safety, you know, that we always hold so close to our hearts on the mountain. Guest experience, positive experience, and the learning experience for people. So it'll be a big one.
I'm excited to see it. Now, I mean, I thought even the way you guys have handled that congestion at Bear Hollow has been, clearly you've done the best you could with what you could with the gates and the people. And I never felt like I was getting yelled at, but and the snow sculptures, by the way, you have to slow down to look at the snow sculpture before you drop in. I mean, genius ways to kind of control that flow, but I can't wait to see the new expansion and the way it's spread out now. It's going to be cool.
What other updates are there at Snowbasin this year? Are there any other improvements or things of note?
Yes, Sarah asked me to, you know, fix some snowmaking stuff, so we did that too. Sarah.
I want to make sure I can ski as early and late as possible.
Sarah gives me her demands for what to do at Snowman for tourism's sake and for her personally too. What she would like to see done.
2 birds, 1 stone.
The snow, you know, we have one of the best snowmaking systems in the country, and it's a beast, and it's work behind the scenes that no one ever sees, right? But it's of great value.
It's like fixing the HVAC system in your home.
Yeah.
It's not really a fun project.
It's not the sexiest of projects, but it's such a good one. And so once again, and what we'll see between now and the Olympics, that work on the snowmaking system will continue to do, you know, be of, you know, paramount need for us. To stay on top of it, and it's just a challenging one. But we've also did RFID. And I know that sounds like, hey, that was cool 10 years ago. But here's kind of our thinking on RFID that I'd share. There's two parts to it. One was the technology itself is evolving, and how you access places, whether it's Bluetooth, RFID, or whatever other technology might be out there. And we thought we would like sit back and watch everybody like slug it out and figure out the best thing and then slide in and
once it's
once it's kind of like what are
Work the
all the
bugs
things,
out.
because there's a few different things out there. That was one idea, and then the other one was like the level of service. We liked the engagement that we had with people, although necessarily scanning people with a scanner isn't always the best experience. And then ultimately when we took a step back and looked at, we're like, people don't like taking the things out of their pocket ultimately, right? Like, or having it on their helmet. And it's also one of those things, and this is one of the things I'll say, and this might get some people talking, I think, but I've learned a lot throughout my time in the ski industry. But the fact that you can see different pass types, that is a Snowbasin pass or a Mount Collective pass or an Icon pass, and people have their feelings on that. The reality is that person on a Mount Collective pass or that person on an Icon pass is also a local.
Yeah.
And it just depends on the product they want, and who are we to tell them that, right? I had a really interesting one the other day. People that we talk to a lot, and you hear about the vocal folks that have those concerns. The truth is, year to year to year, people jump from product to product to product based on your life, based on an injury you have, or maybe you have a baby, or maybe your job is taking you way further. I literally was with someone last night who had a season pass last year, and he doesn't want to give up, so he's downgrading to a 4-pack because that's what he can do next year. And then there's people that have maybe their travel schedule changes or their work schedule, and they want to hit multiple resorts, so they get a Mount Collective pass. Awesome, that's great. Who are we to tell people? And we see people that are an Icon pass holder that then becomes a Snowbasin pass holder, but it gets into this thing of like, why are you here at this mountain? And the reality is, there's a good chance the person that's there is the dependent, son of an employee.
Right.
And like, there's many ways by which, it's just like when you go buy a hotel right now, there's many ways you can go buy, that transaction. Ultimately, you're coming. And it's a conversation we don't have enough, I think, because I care about everybody that's there as family, everyone that's there as friends, everyone that's there as a local. They're there, right? They got there and they want to be there. How they got there changes all the time. And it's really funny. I will say, I won't call the person out online or here publicly, but we tracked a guy that was like, Icon, they're ruining it. And the next year he bought an Icon pass and used it at Snowbasin, and then went back to a Snowbasin. Like, they transition back and forth based on their life experiences and what they're going through. And I just think it's kind of funny. I really wanted to call that person out and be like, I'm really glad you enjoyed that pass. And we don't, we care about it in that way. Like, our pass holders, I think what's amazing about it is we have people that are skiing 100 days. We have, the Guinness Book of Records, the, skier Tom that was won the Guinness Book of Records. He's there. He has a Snowbasin season pass. He hits it every day, and it's awesome. So we have people that ski a few days. We have people that ski hundreds of days. And it's not us to tell them any other way. We just love that they're there. And when they're there, their family will take care of them.
You know what I think is incredible on that point, too, is I think as Ogden locals, we really claim and own Snowbasin as our own, right? I mean, it has place in all of our memories, our childhood, our hearts. We love it and want to keep it as our own. And being in the industry of bringing visitors into our community, it's really awesome for us to see visitors take that same ownership and pride in place once they have that experience there. And I think that's what we want, is people who come into our community, whether you live here full time, whether you live in a neighboring county, whether you live in a neighboring state, any state, and you come and you experience what we have to offer in this incredible mountain and ski experience. And you start to, if you claim it as your own, it means you're taking care of it. It means you respect it. It means you're, making friends with the people sitting at the table next to you. It's the type of experience we want to create for everyone.
I think you said that perfectly. I think what we want is for people to come up and feel like that, for at least that day, that they're escaping whatever the world is throwing at them, and that they feel safe and happy and, having an amazing time. That's what I care about. And I've seen it. And I see it day in and day out with families that are struggling, and we hear those stories, and it's the stuff that we don't talk about. Like, that's why we take so much, gratification in what we do. Like, we know it's powerful for people. We hear those stories, and so when you hear that other stuff, I really dismiss it very quickly, because I care about what our guests ultimately want and need, and we're delivering on that. and delivering in a really spectacular way up there. And it's, I'm again very, very proud of the team. I just think it's, it's one of those funny things. But RFID and, our ability to, it's very simple. Keep it in your jacket. You'll go
It's a
through the
good rule
scanners.
for life.
Keep it in your jacket. And then you just go through, and it'll be very, very easy. And I'm sure there'll be an educational period for people. Be patient, with us. But what I will say that's been very valuable, again, for those that are listening, is go up and get your pass now on the weekends. Because you do have to change out your media. And what you can do is upload your photo in advance to the website. Then it's easy. You just go in and you do it, and easy peasy. And then, that way on opening weekend, you're not waiting in line for a pass. You just go ski.
I'm just going to stick with my old photo so I stay looking young on all my future photos.
Yeah. Is that, yeah. We haven't ever stopped you and go, is this you?
So Sarah mentioned how locals feel about this mountain, how much we love it, and how much we feel ownership and a stake in it. Let's transition over to visitors really quickly. Let's pretend you're a visitor that's never been here. I mean, everyone approaches the mountain their own way. We have our secret parking spots where we think are more convenient, or our way we're going to ski out to the car instead of some of us are only up there for a couple runs because we have to get to work. What if you're a visitor that's coming to spend the day? What's the must experience part of Snowbasin? How do they do a perfect day at Snowbasin?
The weather conditions are perfect.
Yeah.
Everything is open.
It's a
From the
bluebird,
beginning,
beautiful day.
including
All
traffic,
of-
parking, all of it. How do you handle
Well,
Snowbasin in a
what's
day?
funny is we've had guests that wake up in Miami and then fly home to Miami the same day.
Wow.
So yeah, we have people from all over the world, right? So the accessibility to Utah, let's start there first off. There's nothing better, right? Utah is the most accessible ski market in the country. And I would dare say Snowbasin, because of the 45 minutes from the airport, the fact that we have the most amount of parking of any ski resort in America, and it's free. And that's really important. You don't have to have a reservation. We have enough capacity to handle it and to get people in there. The efficiency that we've done with, working on the roads and getting people in, that's the thing, is when other ski resorts are challenged getting open, not because of anything like, say, a heavy snow weekend, right? Which is great, but it has its own operational challenges. We can open. Yeah. And I think that's what makes us kind of special. We have the way the mountain is laid out. We can get the mountain open, and we can keep the roads moving, which is great. So first off, very first thing you should know, you can get to us and not pay for parking.
And trust your parking attendants.
Yeah.
Go where they tell you
Please
to go. They're
go.
going to get you to the right spot.
And what's funny for those guests, when you get there, I mean, you have a lot of parking, right? But we have shuttles that pick you up and drop you off. You don't have to do anything, right? Take it out of your car, get on the shuttle, you're there. It's it's right there. And when you arrive, whether you have a day ticket or a pass or whatever pass product you're on, one of the first things you'll see, even if it's on a Bluebird busy Saturday weekend, because that's when you can come, right? It's on Martin Luther King week, or Presidents, whatever the big periods are, or Christmas, whatever it might be. If you come, what you'll see right away is a pretty nice spot, right? The buildings and the lodges and everything up there are world class. Go on in, get some breakfast, chill for a minute. The lift lines, why there might be a line at the bottom right when you first start, right when you go, because that's how you exit the resort. Once that's through, you're moving. You're quick. You are already spread out on that mountain. We have incredible high-speed lifts that go everywhere. We have terrain of all sorts. So if your family wants to do Little Cat and get some laps, get their legs under them, do it. It's right there. But if you're ready to jump on the gondola and get up to some bigger terrain, you can. And I think what I will say for bucket list items for those guests that are coming that have never been before, there's a lift. It's off of the JP lift, John Paul lift. Is the lift that you see on kind of the Olympic side, our Olympic heritage side of the mountain where we had the downhills. Take a chance and ride that lift. It's blue terrain. There is a blue terrain off of that lift, but it is some of the more advanced skiing on the mountain. But there is blue terrain to get off. When you ride that lift and you're about to get off at the JP Lodge at the top, just look around, because that is some of the most spectacular, stunning scenery. Yeah. And I've been all over this ski world, right? And it is still one of the most beautifully visual spots you'll see in skiing, just getting off that lift. But what's great about that is you'll see where the Olympics were held, right? You'll see the runs from 2002 that we stay active today. We are one of the, I think, 3 resorts in America that have active downhill Olympic runs. And they'll be back in 2034, right? And so I think people, to say you've skied an Olympic run is kind of a big deal. You should not try ski it as fast as them. Please don't do that. You won't be as successful, and it won't end well for you. Yeah. But those runs are amazing. And then when you get a little bit tired, you can go to one of our lodges and get some amazing food where we've
And
always
enjoy spectacular views.
spectacular views. And it's funny because I say this, and this is not a hit. I've said this a few times. The other, I go to Jimmy John's a lot. I love a turkey tom from Jimmy John's. Best ever. Shout out Jimmy John's. It's like $13.50 for a meal at Jimmy John's, right? And I eat it in my truck in a parking lot, and I'm loving it. But I'm in a truck in a parking lot. You can go to the top of a mountain and have an incredible meal and have views for days and sit and just appreciate your life in that moment. And I always think it's, people will look at it and say, well, a burger's $20. It's like, do you know how hard it was to get this burger to the top, of a mountain? So feel free to sit in a truck in a parking lot and enjoy your Jimmy John's, or come up to one of our lodges and see what it's like to have world-class food at elevation and have views that, bring a tear to your eye.
Yeah. And very notable cheese fries.
Mm-hmm. Some of the best cheese fries. And by the way, one year we tried to change the recipe on that cheese fries, and I got my butt handed to me. And my chef was like, we're going to upgrade it with some fancy cheese. And I was like, don't do it. Don't do it.
Don't make the cheese fancy.
They will come after you. And they did.
Yeah.
People let you know when you're doing well and when you're not doing well.
Yeah.
One other note, too, I'd love to add is Davey mentioned, that we're such an easy 45 minutes from Salt Lake International Airport with direct flights from all over the world. But we are also only about 20 minutes from Ogden Airport if you live in the greater LA metro area, with a flight out of John Wayne Airport on Breeze Airlines. So another great opportunity to come visit us for a quick ski trip.
Yeah, and I would say, for those that, when people come to Utah, they sample, right? They may stay in Salt Lake, they may stay in Park City, and they may sample. But the reality is we have a lot of people that stay up here also, and then they sample from here. This is your home base. Snowbasin can be your home base for your trip. It is for a lot of people. And then go sample Snowbird, go sample Park City, Deer Valley. That is what Utah skiing is about. But we're seeing more and more people understand, going getting a place to stay in the Ogden Valley is just stunning and amazing and unique. Or Ogden, right? Where we're based right now, there's great lodging all the way around us, and I think it's, again, super accessible to get there. So it's one of the great benefits of this space. We kind of have it all. And staying in Ogden overnight, whether it's in a hotel, there's some great dining, some great bars, great entertainment, and then go skiing throughout the day. So it is all right here.
Talk about the other side of the mountain. We got on one side pretty well,
got
but what's the other side of the mountain look like, and what has the Demoisy lift done for that side too?
Yeah, I mean, Demoisy's opened up. What's interesting, again, this is inside baseball for those curious, right? Like the Strawberry lift, the gondola that we have outside out in Strawberry is incredible, workhorse, right? Mm-hmm. But when you have a stormy day, that winds, that can just shut down that lift for a while. And so the thing about Demoisy is, again, it's kind of the sure thing. When you had a lift shut down because of wind or wind holes, then the train is shut down effectively, right? That doesn't happen anymore with Demoisy. And I think that's what we've seen is a migration of people just saying, I can get more time in at Strawberry. And it's an assured kind of experience. Right. Demoisy's been a workhorse and an incredible value to us. And so, we did Middle Bowl, we've done Wildcat, we've done Demoisy, we're doing Becker. Obviously I get asked a lot about Porky. I don't know. I have no idea. Although I will tell you,
I have such mixed emotions about
Porky.
upgrading Porky. It's
everybody
my favorite
does too,
spot.
and people just sitting on that lift for the 13 minutes and enjoying
a very
the ride.
Beautiful lift ride.
It is, and the train, the skiers' right train, and the trees right there when you get off
so
Porky.
Fun.
Some of my favorite skiing.
It is
on the
the
mountain.
best.
So fun. Are there any really iconic runs for those advanced skiers? Like, are there things that people wait to open up at Snowbasin? Are there areas where that sort of stuff, people are doing their, I got to do certain runs every year?
I mean, I mentioned that the downhills, the Olympic runs. I mean, when do you get to say you've done that?
Absolutely.
And so I'd say those ones are just, iconic. I'd say there's terrain off of Strawberry that is beloved, and I had a very personal experience out there alone one morning, 8 in the morning, and I was up there, and I reflected a lot on what got me here. I'm a kid from Ireland. It makes no sense that I'm running a ski resort from the history I had growing up. And I was up there at 8 in the morning, before you folks got to go up in the mountain, because I was inspecting something.
Tough day at the office.
Tough day, and I was up there looking. I was alone, and I that's what I mean by the kind of mental health aspect of this. Is I was up there, and it's tough, my job sometimes, right? It's a lot going on, but I sat up there and I looked around and I was like, this is wild that I'm here and this is home, right? This feels like home, and I share it with a lot of other people, and it makes no sense how lucky I am to be in that spot. And so that area of the mountain, like Strawberry in particular, has some connection to me. I think when you talk about other things that we've done on the mountain, you'll see some more improvements to the kids' learning areas. That's a lot of some of that Bear Hollow work and others, but you'll see more of that this year. And then when you look ahead, as we get kind of prep for the Olympics, we do have another base area building coming online. It'll be coming online in the spring. And that will seat about 200 people, and there'll be some outdoor seating too with it. And it's there to kind of supplement the base area needs. So, bathrooms, place to sit and eat. It will definitely support the ski school program. But one of the big things that we see is ultimately a lot of people come up and just need a place to sit because their kids are in ski school, and currently they're taking up dining seats, right? Like they'll sit in Earl's Lodge where those tables are used for food service, just like any restaurant. Mm-hmm. And so creating this space where we can say, if you don't want to buy food, you're not hungry, there is still a space that's nice and warm and has beautiful views of the mountain. But then the dining seats are available for our guests that are needing that. So it solves many issues, and that building will have kind of a mixed use, ability to support the operation in the base area. So that's coming online next year. And then when we look further ahead and towards the Olympics, I mean, I think everything that's unique about that event and what we're working on, and Sarah and the team is obviously, you guys are all very involved in it. I'm quite involved in it. And I as being a host venue, beyond the pride of all of it and the work that will go into it, which will be extraordinary to have pulled off 2 Olympics and what that means for a community, the reality is it could happen tomorrow. And I think that's what makes our Olympics special is, the investment in 2002 and what you see historically with Olympics is lots of investment. It doesn't always pan out in venues, or they're not repeatable. It is here, and it is at Snowbasin. And I think what's cool about it is the reality is whether we do more or not, which is still a lot to talk about, a lot of things that we could do at the resort. But whether you do or you don't, you can pull off an Olympics right now.
Pretty incredible.
And that is something to say, right?
Yeah.
That is something to hold claim to. And I think that gives us, it gives the Olympic Organizing Committee and the rest of Utah a lot of breathing room to say, hey, at any given time, we can do this. And we can do it at the highest level. Mm-hmm. And, the downhills and what we did in 2002 is put on one of the best downhill events you can. Mm-hmm. And we'll be able to do more. We'll be able to do the technical events along with that. So, as we gear up towards that, you'll see, more improvements and advancements coming along. Some of them we just kind of have to wait and let people be excited about. But for now, there's a lot to be excited about this upcoming winter season.
That's cool.
Awesome.
So we're starting to wrap our day up. We're tired. It's the end of Snowbasin, but we just don't want the party to stop. What are some of the best après options? Should people stick around and eat some food? Locally, maybe we can have someone dive in about some of the local après options, but what do people do after they're done skiing at Snowbasin? What's the best way to experience
Well, I know what I do. I always say hi to Sarah because she's there. I'm like, oh, hey, Sarah.
Ski until the
She's
Till the
end of the
very
bell.
last
Yeah.
chair.
Last bell.
Last chair. I'm like, hey, we go into the Cinnabar. Someone may have an adult beverage or a soda, whatever you're into. And
the potato skin nachos.
Those are good. Those
Oh
are really good.
my!
I better check that
heavens.
those are still on
Brussels
the
I
list.
know.
I was going to
For
say
next
that
year.
with other menu items this year.
Oh,
You'll have to see.
I got, what did the chef just today said something that he was super excited about. What was he? He said on the menu in Cinnabar, they're going to have a French onion soup that
Ooh.
he's stoked on.
French
So I
onion
love
Love
it.
me
Soup
some
is
good
good.
French onion
If
soup.
you again, another plug to at least become the general manager of a ski area, you do have to sample all the food.
Oh no.
And so like 2 weeks from now, I'm sampling the menu.
If you need anyone to join you, to
no,
give
this
some
is
feedback.
just for me. This is just.
He's gonna sit in his truck in the parking lot and sample the menu.
It is. We do have great food, but yeah, Cinnabar at the end of the day is a great one, and people stand and have a drink. We have music in there, and
You've had some really great music in there, if I do say so myself.
Well, there you go. And then the party doesn't end. Like down in Ogden, I think we all have our favorite places. Am I allowed to say my favorite place?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Am I?
Yes.
Table 25 is my favorite place.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, hands down. Like the stroganoff there
Yeah.
will blow your mind. Like, and it is my favorite. And they do such a good job. So there's great culinary in Ogden, and so I think a lot of people will come down here, 25th Street, party it up in Ogden. I like to party it up in Ogden. I like to go out and have a good time and see. What's funny is running into employees down on down there, and I'm like,
You're like,
I'm
"Hi."
like, hey, yeah, I also go outside of work and
Right.
It's
try
like
to
when you're a
meet-
student and
It's
you
like
see your teacher.
at the grocery store.
Yeah, everybody
Yes.
puts down their drink real quick, and I walk by, and I'm like, it's
You're like,
okay,
You're good.
It's,
We're
we're
not
good.
on the ski
You're-
slope.
So it's fun. Ogden is a good time, and 25th Street obviously is historic, but that's how a lot of people will kind of end their day for sure.
For sure. Get some Cinnabar snacks and then head down to Ogden, get a proper dinner, and then go and get some drinks afterwards or a hot toddy somewhere.
Yeah.
Well,
Or
gosh.
water because you're tired
or
and
water 'cause you're
elevation.
tired. You have a
Make sure
second-
you hydrate.
You have a second day at Snowbasin coming up, right?
Yeah,
You
that's
gotta
right.
hydrate for that stuff.
Yeah, remember you got to wake up and ski the next day.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, gosh, is there anything else you want to add? Anything you feel like we've missed as we look to the next season or just Snowbasin in general?
I guess I would just say, I'm grateful. I love this. I've been working with Visit Ogden for a long time now, and I've loved it. And it is genuinely, for those people that are listening, just come see why we get talked about so much. It is special what we have, and I've lived in great places. And again, those that want to look into my background, you can look in. I won't call it all out, but I've lived in great places. I've seen some amazing things, and been very, very lucky in my career. But the opportunity to manage a legacy resort like Snowbasin is, I don't take it for granted at all. I don't think we take for granted what it is, the privilege to tell people to come to our backyards and come to our homes and see why we're so happy. Because I am very, very happy, and I'm grateful for what I've had in my career. It's a ton of work. It's the most rewarding thing I've ever done. And I think what we do here in our jobs to tell people about this place is not necessarily to take it away from other people or bring people in, when it gets busy on the weekends. It's to showcase why we're great. And I think communities all over the world, whether I'm from Ireland originally, yeah, we loved it when Americans came over to Ireland and took a little bit of that history back with them because we were proud of our country. Yeah. And we're proud of what we showed and what we have and, the history, and everyone has lineage. And why we want people to come see why we think we're awesome. Mm-hmm. Like, we think we figured it out. Like, we live in this place, and our worst day is a guest's best day ever. Yeah, and I think there's something to that. Like, people will be in Tennessee right now, and I love going to see their stuff in Tennessee. I love travel and tourism. I love going to see these other places. We're an incredibly welcoming bunch out here, and we have incredible assets. We have Powder Mountain close by, Nordic Valley close by, obviously Snowbasin. We're lucky, and I think you'll feel very welcomed here.
If once this ski resort gig is up, if you want to come work for the Destination Marketing and Management Organization, it sounds like you got the pitch down.
By the way, real quick, I think I do work for you, and I think I don't get paid. Will you remind me? Is there something I get out of this?
It's all in the joy and fulfillment.
It's because I get to come to this amazing music studio with nice people and work with people like Sarah, for sure.
Right on.
Well, Davey, thank you so much. And if you want to find more information on Snowbasin, visit their website. On our Visit Ogden website, we have a ton of different content of 6 Snowbasin secrets that you can check out. We have a lot of different things that we write about Snowbasin. We also have ski packages this year, so people who are looking to come to Ogden, we do incredible ski deals and discounts that can really save you money. You can stay in Ogden, and when you purchase a eligible hotel stay in Ogden, you can email us and we will provide you super exclusive discount codes to all 3 of our ski resorts. And so that's something super special that we're offering this year. And we're really excited about that because Ogden is one of the most affordable ski towns in America to go and ski.
Wow, can I just say that was like I watched you do that. That was hard. That was an eloquent.
Thank you,
delivered
Davey.
on all of the things.
Hey,
I got one for you. So I don't know how long this is. I feel like we've been having a good time talking.
Yes.
But listen, if someone, let me just do this real quick. If someone's listening to this, they've lasted all the way to the end, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're like, man, that's a lot of talking. But they're listening to us and they're all the way to the end. The first person this winter that comes up to me, find me, I'm easy, bald Irish guy, kind of handsome, at the resort, that comes up and says, hey, I heard you on that podcast. The first person to do that this year, I'll buy you lunch.
Nice.
Wow.
That's awesome.
I'm always
Mic
out of the
drop.
plaza. I'm easy to find. It'll be fun.
It will
so
be
fun.
fun.
If first person to do it, second person, I will shake your hand. But
Second person will buy you lunch. Second person will buy you lunch.
you can go to Jimmy John's on the way home. It's great.
Well, thanks again. You'll be getting that lunch offer. I just know it.
Well, you can't.
Visit
You can't
Ogden
be
staff
you guys.
excluded.
Yeah, not
Right.
you guys.
I didn't hear any fine print.
Someone named Ben Hartman is going to get it. My brother. No, just kidding. Well, thanks again.
When the sun goes down, they so polite, and the people come out, call it Ogden night. We display great diversity. It's a home of Weber State University. Opportunity bursting out the seams. You can start a business here, follow all of your dreams. You could hit a local spot with all of your peeps. You can show a bunch of love and buy all of the drinks. Is this my town? I love this place. Can't we get down? I love this place. Ogden all day. I love this place. I love this place. I love this place. Is this my town? I love this place. Can we get down? I love this place. Ogden all day. I love this place.